So Grant, what is a social stylist?
Well, Kevin, what I like to refer to a social stylist as someone who is an expert at teaching social skills for our digital ecosystem, or I guess it may be an easier way of putting it is someone teaches soft skills for a hard digital world. Now, maybe you're probably thinking, well, why the word stylist? Because don't we already have people like that? I mean, don't we already have people who are etiquette coaches or teaching social skills? And it's true, of course, but one thing that these people haven't caught up to is understanding that we're in a social age. We're in an age where so much of our social activities are online in these different areas that have their own cultures, have their own languages. And it's all the things they want to teach us, things like about nuance, about etiquette, they don't always translate over exactly from the organic world to a digital world. And that's what's missing, and that's where a lot of these faux pas happen. So a stylist is somebody who understands a person, who can dress them up like for your profile, helps them with their profiles, help them understand how they can communicate better, based on where they're on. What are the areas they hang on? Are you on intimate sites like Match.com or OkCupid? Are you professional on LinkedIn or Facebook? Are you aware of how you're coming across with your photos, your videos, the text, or even just the interactivity you're doing? So this is where the style really is your substance, and dressing you up, taking you out, making sure you're making a good impression, and just being mindful and considerate of others.
So dealing with a new digital landscape, a new social sphere, how do people get into that?
Well, the first thing you want to understand is just listen. Before you just go in and you start putting stuff out there, and before you start trying to do it so quickly, is pay attention. Is look at what other people are doing. What do you like about it? If you have somebody who is a friend of yours, then talk about these things with them. Ask them for what their opinion is on this stuff. So if you're already going to do a profile, it's not like you have to do something at light speed just because it's there, and that's the problem with sometimes our digital culture is thinking you have to do things immediate, fast, right away, and not paying attention to what you've done. So the first step is take a step back, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I on LinkedIn? Why am I on Facebook? Why am I on certain sites? What are my goals? And so one area is being mindful, but the other area is next being intentional. And asking yourself these things, I'm on here because, and that's a big problem we have, a big social communication disorder, as I like to call it, is we don't allow ourselves to think of these things. We just go on there and we never ask ourselves the question first, why are we on there? And then we need to ask ourselves, how often are we going to be on there? What expectations are we going to set for ourselves as well as for others? Super socialize me, jazz hands. Okay. So much of what we say, I'm social, is about, well, I have X amount of people on my Facebook page following me, or I've done X amount of likes, but is that really personal?